everyone. So today I'm back with a pick a deck reading, and today's reading is going to be about what you need to hear from your animal spirit guides. So this is going to be a reading that includes 2 animal spirits, and we're going to start out with a moon card, which is basically a what do you need to hear right now card before we look into your animal spirits, and then we will get to the tarot cards, which will help emphasize what your animal spirits are trying to tell you. I've got this cute little cat figurine that looks like my cat Odie. It's going to be in the video. And then I also have these charms that I'm going to draw for each deck at the end of the reading, just for something a little cute and fun to add to your reading. So I will give you some time to look over each deck, and hopefully one of them calls to you, and we will get started. Alright, so pile number 1. Let's take a look at your moon card here. We've got a new start is coming. So obviously this is pretty self-explanatory that maybe something new is happening in your life. Perhaps change is coming in, and it's coming in pretty fast for you right now. Basically, this is a card for new beginnings, new experiences. We're going to take a look at the guidebook to get a better explanation of what this card means for you. So, according to the book, this is actually one of the best cards that you could pretty much draw. It's basically a card about being blessed in life as well as achieving goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way, be that on a new or better course, or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles and you're moving into a new cycle now. This card is about a new start being on its way. You will soon start to feel more hopeful about getting what you want. Your belief that your dreams can manifest is working very well. Forget about the past. Okay, so this card's definitely about focusing on the now instead of focusing about your past. You must lay down intentions for the new cycle, for this new time. So this is definitely like a new rebirth, new life cycle kind of card. You're coming into a new part of your life that is going to bring a lot of positive energy, which is awesome. Let's take a look at your animal cards here. We've got the moth, which alone is definitely a very transformative card. We've also got the owl. So we'll go ahead and take a look at these cards. Sorry about that little glare on my camera. Still trying to get my setup to look a little nicer. So this moth card, I don't know if you noticed, has a little air symbol on the top of it, which could represent Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy, which is linked to like a very communication, intellectual, and overall just air energy. So you're going to be a lot more outgoing, lively kind of energy. So in the book for the moth, it says that the moth is attracted to things shiny and new. This can lead to being very playful, very very playful energy, as well as a mysterious energy of going through trials and tribulations. So this card to me represents more so, I feel like your past than your present. I think that you've gone through a lot of trials and tribulations in life, and you've kind of transformed into this more beautiful looking moth. I think as far as illusions, a lot of people have tried to play with you in your life and mess with your head and get into your mind. And this moth to me represents you realizing that you're intelligent enough to recognize that, you know, not everybody that tells you something negative is something that you need to be listening to right now. It's definitely a card about looking through the illusions of life and seeing the bigger picture of what something means to you in more of a positive sort of way. No matter what the illusion is, you kind of see life more as a mystery instead of wishing that it was an easier life. You kind of accept the good and the bad parts of life. So looking at this owl too, I think this owl is a good representation of you're very perceptive of everything around you. You're very good at seeing through people, seeing through negative energy, as well as picking up on their energy. We're going to take a look at that owl card in the book as well. Okay, so this owl represents you being able to see things that are hidden from you. It says to be proactive and pay attention to secrets that could be revealed to you, as well as accepting the information. So perhaps somebody has something that they're hiding from you right now, and you might feel that already, but this person might approach you and give you information that you kind of were expecting, but not entirely, like, you just haven't known when they're gonna be able to give you that kind of information. Basically, whatever kind of information they do end up giving you, though, you have to make sure that you don't overreact to the situation and choose to come from a place of, like, wisdom, as well as, you know, perception, because everybody has a different perception of different messages that come to them in their life, but you can kind of see through the truth as far as somebody giving you information about something. You're really good at analyzing that situation on a pretty deep level. I'm getting the idea that you're extremely intelligent, probably have a much higher IQ than whoever this person is that is trying to give you information about something. But also, this card is kind of about seeing that person, like, although you could be much more intelligent than this person who's giving you information, you have to also stay humble and realize that that person's perception of that situation is totally different than what you might be seeing that as. Alright, so we're gonna get into your tarot cards here. We've got Judgment, and we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so for whatever kind of like project or something that you're working on right now, you might be getting people might not be entirely understanding why you're doing what you're doing, and you're working past that though, as far as just not letting what other people tell you that's negative getting you down. This Queen of Cups reversed here. You can see it's like a little cat sitting on a boat here with his little cup. This to me shows that there's a lot going on in your life as far as just you're feeling kind of alone, I think, when it comes to something in particular that you might be working on or creating for yourself. But I think that there's a lot here that shows that you're going to overcome that as far as transforming your life into a new direction. I want to draw a few more cards here. Alright, so we're going to draw a few more tarot cards here. So what are your animal guides trying to tell you right now? Oops. We've got the Two of Wands. So I think you're definitely filling yourself with a lot of different information right now as far as something you're working on or a goal that you're working towards. I think that perhaps you're very overwhelmed right now, but you're also making a lot of progress. But you have to remember that sometimes you need to take a break from that progress in order to actually achieve what you want to achieve. As you can see in this card, there's like a cat and he's writing, but he's got all this stuff sitting around that's making it all kind of messy. So perhaps you're kind of like living in a pretty messy environment right now as far as your project, or this could also be an internal kind of messy feeling, like you just have all these ideas and things build up inside of you that you're not quite sure which path to take, and there's all these things that are just grabbing you and pulling you towards them, but you don't quite know which one's right and which one's wrong. So perhaps your spirit guide, your spirit animal here, animals, sorry, are trying to tell you that you have some fear inside of you as far as having this power within you. But I think that you need to take a step back and look at the bigger picture of where you're already at with your project and or with your goal, and realize that you're only gonna decrease your progress if you keep going towards this path. I'm gonna draw one more card for you guys just to see what maybe what's a more positive outlook on what you should do right now as far as taking care of yourself, achieving your goals. So we have the Nine of Cups. So this card represents to me having incredible patience as well as taking time to relax your mental state. This card to me shows a more organized environment. Perhaps you need to work on organizing your life right now more so than your project, or you need to start taking care of yourself on a deeper level as well. This card is also a very good omen for like satisfaction and fulfillment when it comes to your desires and manifesting, as well as like happiness and abundance and success. I'm also getting that perhaps your fear is holding you back and making you have a lot of negative thoughts, but if you get rid of those negative thoughts and fears and like worries that you always have going on in your mind, that success will come to you a lot faster. So overall, I'm getting that your animal guides are basically letting you know that something new is coming your way, and you're gonna be going through a transformative new beginning. But you also need to take the time to organize your life, maybe clean up some things, whether it be environmentally or mentally, as well as remember that the negative thoughts are not gonna take you any further. You have to remember that all those negative thoughts are actually manifesting as well. So if you have fear around something, you're only going to become more afraid and actually manifest that fear. So overall, definitely a healthier perception to be more positive, and no matter what scary or fearful thing comes your way, you need to try to remember that if you build into that fear, it's only going to make things worse for you. So I'm also going to draw some oracle cards just to give you a little bit of a message as far as what your animal guides are trying to tell you right now. So we've got... Interesting. So we've got a butterfly, which kind of connects with the moth here. It says the initiator. Life has endless beginnings, but no endings. Everything is constantly passing away and beginning again. So yeah, this is definitely a very transformative time for you right now. Things are always changing. Things are always beginning. But as long as you take care of yourself and try to accept these new things in your life and accept that things change, and it's not always a negative reason of why it's changing, then you'll definitely have an easier time as far as accepting what the future looks like for you. So I'll draw one more card here. Got intoxication. It says being intentional and enjoying life, finding balance between vice and virtue. Yes, I'm getting the idea that you work very hard in your life as far as working towards your goals, and you definitely need to find the balance between taking care of yourself, having fun, and overall just not hyper focusing on something too much that's negative. So we're also going to get into your charms here. These are just kind of random and silly, but I thought it would be fun to get some charms just to give you a little bit of a representation here reading. So we've got a donut. I got a flower. And a little popsicle. Perhaps you're really big into sweets. And then we've got this little teddy bear, which to me is like a sign of coziness and comfort. It also says love on it, so maybe you need to work on loving yourself. This flower to me is more so like a transformative kind of nature vibe. So perhaps maybe you should get out into nature more. And I mean, you may have a sweet tooth or something. Perhaps these are your comfort foods or things that you enjoy. But overall, I hope that this message spoke to you in some kind of way. If so, I'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to my video. I will now get on to pile number 2. Thanks. Alright, pile number 2, we're going to start you off with your moon card here, which is basically just a card that will let you know what you need to hear from your spirit animals. And then we'll get into your spirit animal cards. So we've got conclusions are within reach, full moon and eclipse. So we'll go ahead and take a look real quick at the book to see what this card represents. So this card represents letting go of something, whether it be a person, a job, a goal, or just something that you might not resonate with anymore. So this card says that what you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for, a way for you to learn and for your soul to evolve. So allow events to unfold and be easy on yourself. If you're letting go of someone or something, know that this is the right time. So the full moon eclipse is basically a door in your life or something that is slamming shut that you can no longer go back to. So something in your life you have completely been, I wouldn't say forced, but you can't go back. It could also be karmic for you, something that is just, there's nothing you can do about it at this point, but you have to realize that you have to let events unfold the way that they're supposed to. And if somebody hurt you in your life or caused you a lot of pain, this is a good sign that that was meant for you. That was meant to happen in your life right now. We're gonna take a look at what your animal guides are. And we've got this swan, which is very bright. Kind of hard to see here, but I'll show you. It's a swan, which is basically a good reflective looking card. And then we've got the dragon. Wow, totally different animals. The swan and the dragon. So very soft, but very masculine energy here. We're going to take a look at what these animals are. So this swan card in particular is representing water energy. So this is more Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy. Could also be represented in your natal chart as well. The swan is about taking care of yourself and giving yourself more solo time. Taking time to either read, write, do something more creative. You also might just naturally be a more creative person. Overall, the swan is about sensitivity, or perhaps you could even have a difficult time basically expressing your sensitivity. So maybe doing it through writing or artwork is how you basically take care of yourself in this time. This dragon card actually represents fire. So a little bit of the opposite of the swan. It is a very protective and powerful animal. So this animal represents, well, it appears when major life changes are happening or about to happen. He's basically here to remind you that you have the power to get through these challenging times in your life right now. You could be pretty overwhelmed right now, but it's also a time in your life of some serious spiritual and self growth for yourself. It's definitely a transformation animal as far as you're kind of forced into this change that you were not quite expecting. But with the swan and the dragon, to me this also shows that you're a very emotionally intelligent person, as well as someone who can mentally and physically get through this challenging time that could be coming your way, or something that's transforming for you. So we're gonna take a look at your tarot cards here. We've got the Fool card, and we've got 8 of Pentacles. So yeah, I think that something happened to you that just happened so fast and so unexpected that you just had no idea it was coming your way, and you kind of feel like you were blinded or blindsided by something or someone, and you're trying to overcome that situation as far as what it's done to you. And it could have also made you step back from things that you enjoy doing or that you normally were enjoying doing. And I think this is kind of a sign for you to take time to be by yourself and to take care of yourself, as well as maybe work on writing your feelings or expressing your feelings in a way that will help you heal. So this 8 of Cards, looking at it, I could tell that perhaps you're pretty good at multiple things, or you're talented at multiple things. For some reason I'm getting you might be more of an analytical or mathy kind of person. You might enjoy even finances, or something to do with creativity in that aspect as well. Or you may be really into computers, or programming is also what I picked up on. It looks like to me that maybe like focusing on those things right now would be a really good thing for you, and like mastering the detail within your creativity, working on perfecting something, or perfecting a project or creative thing that you're working on right now, as well as overall just realizing that everything in life takes time to progress in. It's not going to happen overnight, so you just need to keep working on whatever you're working on. And I think that your outlook is actually quite sad. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I think that right now you might be going through like a depression spell, or something it's just overall like dragging you down from the situation. But you have to realize that like in life, things are going to be thrown your way that you just never expected, and it's much easier said than done, but you definitely have the ability to move on from this and protect yourself in a way that you weren't quite sure how to do that. We're gonna draw one more card here for what your animal spirit is trying to help guide you in. So, we've got the star reversed. So this is a card that's pretty much a card that's telling you don't lose hope or faith in your life right now. You need to stay strong for yourself and realize that your true purpose might not be exactly what you thought it was going to be, but it's going to be something even better. I'm actually going to draw one more card for you guys. So we've got the Page of Pentacles here reversed. So this Page of Pentacles card being reversed tells me that you kind of feel like you've just lost a lot of hope, and your spirit guides are telling you right now that as far as like how you're struggling right now and struggling to achieve your goals and the fear of the unknown and all these overall fears you're having, you're just setting yourself back as far as you have a lot of fear, you have a lot of worry about the future, but I think what your animal guides are telling you right now is that you need to focus much more on the present than the things that you're afraid of as far as the future. I'm actually going to draw another card here. What your animal spirit guides are trying to tell you right now. Okay, yep, so I've got the Death reverse card here, which is not, it does not necessarily mean anything died or whatever, but I mean, it's possible that perhaps you lost someone and it feels like a death to you. But Death card is actually a good card, because this card is a great representation of you've gone through all the really hard times. You're about to go through really good times. As long as you learn to move forward in your life and transform your life and make good decisions and stay positive about your situation here. Let's take another look at another card here. So we've got the Ace of Swords. So this card for me really represents you have gone through a lot of turmoil here as far as a lot of pain, I think, in your life, and this is a great card representing you coming through the other side a much stronger and more caring and healing person. You might even naturally be a very healing soul, or somebody who is really good at comforting other people, as well as you're going to be a lot better at recognizing who is there for you and who isn't there for you, as far as anyone in your life that you have a pretty solid, good relationship with. So we're going to take a look at some oracle cards here, just to give you a better insight of what your animal spirit guides are trying to tell you right now. So we've got waiting to share, releasing your ego, opening Open-mindedness. Oh, sorry. Open-mindedness comes from the heart. Opinions come from the mind. So this is definitely a great card for being more open-mindedness in your life. Or perhaps you might not have been the most open-minded, but the situation that you're going through is allowing you to basically grow and become a much more open-minded person. I'm gonna draw one more oracle card here for you. So we've got originality, connecting to your creative power, manifesting dreams into reality. So this is your spirit guides telling you that right now is a great time to manifest like all the good things in your life and realize that you do have the power to change your life and make it a more positive environment. You might be the kind of person that has a really hard time speaking well of yourself, or you might be pretty hard on yourself, but I think overall, if you work on taking care of yourself and work on being open-minded and manifesting the positive things in your life, you're definitely on the right track. Let's also get into your charms here. I've got this little treasure chest of charms, and I'll draw you some charms to help. What do you need to hear right now from your spirit guides? And these are just kind of like silly little charms. They don't really... They're more of like a symbolic thing. It could mean anything from just things you like, or just things that could be related, or give you a nice insight on your reading. So we've got this little duck. He's kind of cute. And then I got ice cream cone and the moon. So the moon to me always represents like emotions or emotional people, or perhaps like you're a very emotional person, either internally or externally. You know, you might not always show other people that you're emotional. This little duck is very like childlike, kind of silly, goofy energy. And then this ice cream cone could represent all sorts of things, really. Maybe this is like a good sign to get back into your childlike energy, or overall just be a reminder that we are all that little childlike person deep down inside of us, but we can pretty much overcome anything in this life as long as we stay positive and take care of ourselves on an emotional, mental level. Alright, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this reading or got some kind of insight that may help guide you in the right direction. For now, I'm going to get on to pile number 3. Alright, pile number 3, we're going to start out with your moon card here of what your animal guides, your animal spirit's trying to tell you right now. So we've got your commitment is being tested. Okay, we'll take a look at what the book says about this card. It says it's the first quarter moon. So this card represents basically a card that is about not giving up on something right now, or not... Make sure that you don't give up on something that you've worked really hard for. You might be questioning whether your dreams will come true or not come true, or you're questioning right now if something's possible or even close to being possible for you. But this card shows that you're halfway there. You're halfway towards your goal, halfway towards whatever you're working on right now. And it's basically a great card that shows that no matter what crisis or things that are being thrown your way, you have to make sure that you keep stepping along, you keep moving along, and basically like it's a card representing you going through the storm, going through the trials and the tribulations in your life. So we're gonna take a look at your animal cards here. We've got Crow, a super smart animal, Collector. This is also an air. I believe that's air. Air card, so it could be I'm getting Gemini, Libra energy here, but you could also just be any other air sign as well. And then we've got the giraffe. So we'll take a look at your animal cards here and see what they have to say. So this crow is pretty cool because the crow has always been kind of a animal that represents this animal represents more of a spiritual, supernatural kind of animal, or an animal that's a gift giver, somebody who likes to give gifts. Very smart, intelligent animal, as well as a psychic even, or strong kind of energy. This animal usually comes out when it's trying to bring balance, as well as a card that is very potent when it comes to tapping into the mind and tapping into a more healthy spiritual type of mindset. So perhaps this is like a great card to show you that could be something that would be very helpful for you to work on your spirituality, or perhaps gift giving is kind of your love language to other people. I'll take a look at this giraffe guy and see what he's got to say. Alright, so this giraffe is also a great representation of seeing more inwardly, more spiritually. This giraffe sees far into the future. It has the ability to reach things that are unreachable to others. You're great at being very intuitive, and you're great at communication. The giraffe has the ability to remain above all chaos. So this giraffe is basically asking you to search deep into your heart, into your gut, and see how things feel for you. So yeah, basically, this is a great card for being more intuitive, or diving deeper into your intuition, as well as recognizing when things feel off or feel just a little bit strange to you. You're really good at healing the fear, and basically listening to your intuition, listening to what it's trying to tell you, or your spirit animals could be telling you that that's something you need to be working on right now as well. So we're going to take a look at your tarot cards here. We've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Chariot reversed. So looking at these cards, to me, I feel like you're the kind of person that might, although you're very intuitive, you're also very persuaded by what other people might be saying to you or telling you, as far as you're easily trying to think of the word for it. You're easily persuaded by what other people think of you, and that could be setting you kind of back a little bit as far as feeling a little bit paralyzed by like the uncertainty between your head and your heart, and jumping back and forth between listening to your head or your heart over something. Although you're a very intuitive person, this is basically a sign that you need to reassess like the motivation, or reassess where you're heading, because where you're heading might not be for everyone in your life right now. Like, people might not understand you as much as you wish that they could understand the path that you're taking. I think that you have a lot of people in your life that you might know a lot of people with like different religions or different spiritual beliefs, and you kind of have a hard time grasping like which ones are true or which ones aren't true. And the real thing is here that all of them have truth to them. All of them mean something, because what we feel and think is real is what becomes real to us as you know, as humans are. We manifest the things in our lives, and I think that your intuition can sometimes throw you off track because you aren't sure like which part of you to listen to. We're gonna get a couple more cards here. I'm getting a lot of like confusion. There's just a lot of confusing things going on right now for you. Alright, so this card basically flew out of the deck. We've got the Three of Cups. I'll draw one more card here. And got the Eight of Pentacles, which actually came out for pile number 2 as well. So this card, I don't know if you listened to all the readings, but this card is basically about you being very talented in multiple things, or perhaps you have multiple passions in your life, and this is a card that really represents focusing on one of those things at a time, or making sure to be more detailed and precise when taking action and doing each thing that you enjoy to do. This Three of Cups here is, to me, representing the changes in your life in a more positive way. So this card actually represents kind of like a celebration card. It's like a celebratory card. Perhaps like you're celebrating your achievements or celebrating with other people. It's also a card of emotional fulfillment, happiness. Basically, it's a really good, like, comforting card that the people around you, that when you come through all of this, are going to be very supportive of you and very very happy for you overall. I'm going to draw one more card here. So we've got the Empress reversed. So I'm getting from this card, the Empress Reversed. This could be a more feminine spirit that you wish would kind of be on your journey right now, or you wish would understand you in a more nurturing and caring way, but perhaps they might not fully understand your journey or be there for you during this time. But that doesn't quite mean that they won't be there forever. I think they just have a really hard time understanding like your beliefs or understanding why you. I'm getting just like why you like the things you do, or like they're a bit judgmental or a bit uncertain, I think, of your life goals and achievements. But I'm not getting like a extremely negative presence here. I'm getting more of just a person that is a bit naive, a bit childlike, someone that just doesn't quite understand the journey that you're going through, which could be like really genuinely hurting your feelings, but also it could be a sign that perhaps you just need to accept that that's what's going on around you, that person might not quite be there for you right now, but that does not mean that they won't be there forever. Let's get an idea. I'm kind of curious more about this card here. Your commitment being tested. What does your animal guides, what do they want to tell you about your commitment being tested? The Lovers. Okay, so this could be a relationship card. Well, it is. It's a relationship, not necessarily a romantic relationship, but somebody that is very loving, and perhaps that person is the person that doesn't quite understand your spiritual beliefs or doesn't quite grasp the changes that you're going through. I'm getting the idea that you feel like you're a very alone person. Like you feel alone when it comes to people not being able to understand you, and it really hurts your feelings that people can't understand you on a emotional or spiritual level. But I think that the big picture here is that person just isn't quite connected or on the same wavelength as you are as far as your life journey. And this is definitely a spread when it comes to, I mean, these cards are basically saying that you are not alone. Although you may feel alone, there's a lot of people that care about you. They just don't quite grasp your world viewpoint the same as you do. But your intuition tells you that, and your intuition's already letting you know, as far as your spirit guides here are letting you know that you already kind of had an idea about this, but you weren't quite sure how to go about it. So let's get another card here of advice from your spirit guides. So we've got the Two of Swords. As you can see, this cat here is looking down at these other cats that look like they're kind of blinded by something. Yeah, I think this is you here, kind of looking down at the people who are blind to the things that, you just know so much about. You're just so intelligent when it comes to your spirituality and your beliefs, your opinions, your goals, that these other people just don't see it the same way as you. And as much as you feel lonely, you're not alone. Those people are still there for you, but it can be a lonely experience as far as like being on a spiritual journey, because when you're on that spiritual journey, not everybody completely understands what you're coming from or what you're feeling, and that can be something that's really hard to deal with sometimes. And I think that this card is definitely showing you that you will overcome that, and it's okay for other people to not understand you. It's okay to feel these like kind of lonely, sad feelings, because I mean, after all, we are just humans, you know, we're spirit living a human experience. And I think that this card to me shows that you can see that others might be a little bit like behind as far as like acknowledging what you believe, but also you still see something good in them. You still see like a positivity when it comes to these people who might not understand you. I'd like to draw one more card here just to see what your animal guides are trying to tell you. Got the world. So you are a very powerful person when it comes to healing and understanding people psychologically. I think that this card also is a good card of basically telling you that at the end of the day, like, things are gonna work out for you. Things are gonna be on track for you. I think that overall your spirit guides are, in this reading, is telling you that everything is gonna work out the way that it's supposed to, and as long as you know, you focus on one thing at a time, take care of yourself, and if you have these people that care about you, that you know, that you truly love, just keep doing it. Like, keep doing what you normally do. Keep giving all the love that you can and all of the spiritual advice that you can to these people, because you're really naturally a very psychic, gifted, emotionally mature person, and there's a lot of people around you that might not be as emotionally mature as you, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop like communicating with these people, or overall just going back and forth all the time as far as your decisions could really be something that is difficult for you. I think with the commitment being tested, this card is basically a, how committed are you to your spirituality? How committed are you to your relationships, and how these relationships make you feel right now? Because your intuition, the giraffe here, and then the crow, which is a very caring, gift-giving, intelligent person, I think that you know deep down whether these people are worth it to you. Sorry about that, guys. I had some technical difficulties as far as my recording here. So getting back into your reading here, what your animal guides need to tell you. We've got your oracle cards. Persistence. Meeting challenge with courage. Facing inner demons. So yeah, this definitely goes with your reading as far as facing your inner turmoil, facing your inner intuition, not listening to what other people say about you, or being influenced by those people. We'll draw one more card here. We've got Warrior. Fighting with honor, knowing what's worth fighting for. So yeah, deep down you know what relationships are worth fighting for, what aren't worth fighting for. If they don't benefit you and benefit your life, then they're just simply not meant for you. I think that you can get the general sense here that you're a very intuitive person. You know exactly what you should do and what you shouldn't do. It's just about battling those inner demons and battling what's worth it to you. So hopefully you got a pretty good perception of like what your animal guides here are trying to tell you. We're gonna draw some charms for you guys. So we've got this little bunny, and we've got a heart, a little mushroom, and another little mushroom. So perhaps this is like a nice little sign to get back into nature, or get back into things that you love. This bunny here is like kind of like a sweet little representation of making sure that you stay true to yourself, stay true to your soft energy, as well as just overall being persistent with what you believe in. Make sure you keep pursuing what you believe in, and don't let other people's judgments sway you any other direction. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. I will be posting a video every Friday, so hopefully I will see you guys soon. Thanks.